want to talk about today is multitasking. I was sitting down with one of my clients recently and we were going through a job description for admin manager, and I noticed that he has mentioned there an attribute of multitasking as an important attribute. Now, it's not something very uncommon that I see in business owners and in their businesses, where they expect their team members and they are constantly trying to actually multitask at any given point of time. In fact, it's pretty much possible that while you're listening to this video, you are also trying to check your emails, you are maybe looking at some business papers or gesturing to your team members, because maybe you believe that multitasking is a way to be more efficient and more effective. You're just trying to achieve a lot more in a given time, might be your belief. Now, I'll come straight to the point. Multitasking is a lie. In fact, it's just an opportunity to screw up more than one thing at a given time. And I don't say that, Steve Oswald says that, and I completely believe in that. I completely agree with this concept that it's just one of the ways to be more inefficient and not efficient. In fact, you won't believe that multitasking was not even a word meant for human beings. You know, in 1920s, around that time, psychologists were studying human beings and their capability, our capability of doing more things in a given time. But the word multitasking actually came on the scene in around, I think, 1960s. That was the time when 10 megahertz computer speed was absolutely mind-boggling, and the word was devised not for human beings but for computers. And the literal meaning of that concept, of that word, was actually multiple tasks alternately being processed by one resource, and that resource was CPU. And then the context flipped, it all changed, and multitasking started being used for human beings, and what it really meant was multiple tasks being done simultaneously by one resource, which is the person. Now, what you need to understand and really internalize is our human brains, our brains are not, can actually do multiple things at a given time, can do things at a given time. So we can walk and we can chew gum. We can watch telly and iron our clothes, whatever. But our brain is not designed to actually focus on two things at a given time. It has to switch back and forth to pay attention to that one thing at one time. Now, what is the implication of this way of working for the effectiveness in our day-to-day business life? Think about it like this, okay? So you come into your office and you decide that task A is the most important thing that you need to be doing at this time, okay? So you start here and you focus on that task A and say around this time you finish that task A. This is focused approach, right? No interruptions, no distractions, you just focus on one thing and you get it done. Now think of a very distracted scenario, your office, okay? You start a task, which is task A, you start and you kind of come here. All of a sudden there's a distraction, somebody knocks on your door and says, "Boss, can I have a minute with you?" And now your mind has to switch, it has to reorient for that distraction, then you will spend some time on that distraction, your brain has to again switch and reorient for the task A, and maybe by this time you will actually complete the task. What should have taken you this long actually took you this long, okay? And what researchers from proper study they have found out is that with this unfocused approach, the time generally goes up by 25% for simpler tasks, and for more complex tasks, sometimes it just goes beyond 100%. And you need to therefore think that when you finish the day and when you think about the fact that where did the time go? Did I actually manage to achieve the things that I had to achieve today? Did I do them? And if the answer is no, then you need to go back and say, are you really trying to multitask because you think that's the way to be more efficient? Because let me remind you, multitasking is a lie. It doesn't help you become efficient. It is a way of inefficiency. And actually what I want to do is I just want to leave this question with you, saying that as a business owner, when you decide that this is the most important thing at this particular time, then why would you choose to do something else along with that most important thing at that given time?